So we want to play for you comments about the vaccine that Vice President Mike Pence made on the campaign trail in Iowa yesterday, and President Trump made in pre-taped remarks streamed into the Al Smith Memorial Foundation dinner, just hours before announcing he had tested positive for the virus.
I'm proud to report to you that with American innovation, our dedicated researchers, we believe, are just literally weeks away from the first coronavirus vaccine for the American people, and we'll have tens of millions of doses available the moment that it's approved.
We're on track to develop and distribute a vaccine before the end of the year, and maybe substantially before. And I just want to say that the end of the pandemic is in sight, and next year will be one of the greatest years in the history of our country.
Those are recorded remarks from President Trump just hours before, again, he announced his own diagnosis of COVID-19. Jonathan Lemire, you've got some new reporting on what the head of Pfizer, one of the drug makers that's racing to develop a coronavirus vaccine, said about the timeline. We've heard from President Trump and heard again yesterday from Vice President Pence about a vaccine being just weeks away, as they say.
Pfizer, as you say, Willie, is one of the leading companies developing a vaccine, is considered to be pretty far along in the process. But yesterday, we obtained a memo from the CEO of Pfizer to staff yesterday afternoon, in which he said that he was deeply disappointed that the vaccine had become such a political football during the debate 2 nights prior between Trump and Biden, and that he vowed to staff and shareholders and that their efforts to develop a vaccine would not be influenced by any sort of political pressure. And he didn't mention the president by name at that point, but certainly we know that the president has offered very accelerated timetables about the vaccine, and there's enormous pressure being exerted from the White House on these drug companies to have some sort of vaccine ready to go, or at least to be able to be announced prior to Election Day. And Pfizer, of course, is saying that they're not going to, they will, in fact, stick to the science and not bow to any sort of campaign from the White House or anywhere else. And it should be noted, of course, Willie, that now, in light of the president's diagnosis here, the vaccine takes on that much more heightened importance, as this campaign is once again centered on the coronavirus pandemic, despite the president's efforts to change the subject. That this is going to be the definitive storyline between now and November 3rd. And this is a White House that has been for a while now banking on a vaccine announcement as its October surprise, that this would be a good news story for them as voters head to the polls. Well, of course, we already know that voters are voting early across the nation already, and now we probably already have had our October surprise in terms of the president's diagnosis of COVID-19 in the wee hours this morning.
Okay.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.